color commentator extraordinaire for the Patriots and the Cardinals in Arizona. He's also going to be on this Patriots and Buffalo Bills game in Buffalo. I'm talking, of course, about the great Ross Tucker, who joins us right now here on WEEI Afternoons, and he's brought to you by Hellman's Real Mayonnaise Mayo. Game day, be delicious. Ross Tucker, how are we doing, sir?
I am awesome, but we're starting with some factual inaccuracies.
Again.
So
what happened?
I will clear things up. I will not be on the call for Patriots Bills. I am doing Titans Colts, but the NFL did just announce that I will be in town Saturday the 28th for Chargers Patriots Saturday 1 o'clock on NFL Network. That'll be my first time doing a game for NFL Network. So I will be doing another Patriots game. It won't be this weekend. It'll be the following weekend. And I'm looking forward to it. I'll tell you why. I am absolutely shocked because after the game, I got at least 5 tweets from Patriots fans saying, "We stink. We're god-awful, but at least you made the game entertaining. We're horrible, but at least you were the broadcaster." I got to tell you guys, that never happened. So as a broadcaster, right, usually after the game, it's more negative than positive. And then if you ever look to see where the people are that are negative, it's always the people whose team lost, right? Like,
interesting.
They're always mad that their team lost. They're mad that you didn't agree with the one call that they thought was a bad call. Like it's all personal usually. So for me to get like 5 to 7 posts from, random Patriots fans, I don't even know who they are, say you made that game enjoyable, you made that game tolerable. Like that's like the greatest compliment I could ever get.
Certainly wasn't from the family of Vidarian Lowe, the left tackle.
Probably not.
You kind of bullied him on national TV.
Okay, so let's talk about that. First of all, by all accounts, he sounds like he's a great kid.
Very nice, yep.
And he's trying his best.
Yep.
I have no idea why on back-to-back plays he didn't get out of his stance. I don't know if there was noise. I don't think there was noise because I think about a quarter of the stands were Patriots fans. Let me ask you guys this. I was curious about this. How many of the Patriots fans that were there do you think live in Arizona versus, let's say, live in New England and chose to travel to go out to Arizona because, hey, it's nice in Arizona, it'll be warm, we'll go golf for a couple of days, and then we'll see the Pats play?
I would say like 75-25 live there. That would be my guess. I don't think people are traveling to watch this team.
I might go a little less, but yeah. I know it is popular. Miami and Arizona in recent years, they do that, or Vegas. There's been a few. Because most Patriots fans, there's a lot of them that do one trip a year.
Right.
And that is one they may have circled.
I think it was. I think that's fair. I think there was. I would say 25% of the fans in the stadium were probably Patriots fans. I do think a lot of them, it seemed like, live out there, just looking at them like going to their cars after the game. And I think what happened is one guy told me that he's a huge Patriots fan since '85 because when the Phoenix didn't have a team. I don't know when the St. Louis Cardinals moved to Phoenix, but when he was growing up out there, there was no team. And the first game he was really into was Bears-Patriots.
Ouch.
85 Super Bowl, and he picked the Patriots, and that's why that's his squad. So I thought that was actually kind of cool. As for Vidarian Lowe, listen, I mean, I thought he was okay after that. It's just they have a really bad roster. I mean, there's no way around it. And the thing is, like, I would say by far the most disturbing thing to me about the Patriots, if I'm a Patriots fan, is that if you went move by move this offseason, the batting average is low.
Very.
I mean, so Drake May was a home run. I love the kid. Talking with him on Saturday, I love him. During the game, I loved him even more. Like, you have by far the most important piece. But then the second round pick, the receiver, has done nothing. the third-round pick from Penn State to tackle, I don't know, maybe he will be a good player if he gets a chance to play a couple more games, but he's kind of an unknown. The fourth-round pick receiver hasn't done anything. I mean, the draft class has been bad by any standard. But the big thing to me with football, right, the most important evaluation is evaluating your own players. Self-evaluation, right? And I don't know. I mean, look, you guys know better than me, but they extended Duggar.
Mm-hmm.
He has not played well.
No.
Okay? They extended Godshaw. He really hasn't done much of anything.
Nope.
They extended Barmore, and, you know, he's probably a different category because of the blood clot, so
right.
We'll give him a pass on that one.
But he looks like a shell of himself now since he's come back, too. I mean, he hasn't come back at 100%.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like.
I'm going to give him a little bit of a pass. I've never come back from a blood clot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give him a pass. Uche, you know, they paid, didn't really do anything. They traded him for peanuts. Offensively, it's like so disturbing. They gave a lot of money to Owenu, and he has not played well. He has not played as well as they need him to play. Oh, I forgot, on the fourth-round pick at guard, Robinson, boy, is he struggling.
Mm.
I mean, he's really struggling, the fourth-round pick. I think Stevenson is a fine player, but I don't know. I like Ramondre. I always have. But when you think about the money they gave him, you know, he's making a lot more money than Antonio Gibson is. And I don't know that Ramondre is a better player than Antonio Gibson or gives them more juice. I think the Hunter Henry signing was a good one. Hunter's still playing at a high level. I think the Austin Hooper signing was a good one. But then, you know, the Okorafor, who was supposed to be the left tackle and then retired or whatever. I mean, I'm not trying to kill whoever it is, Elliott Wolf, whatever. I'm just saying, objectively, if you look at the batting average, it's bad. It's a low batting average. And it's, in particular, not nearly high enough with the guys that were already on the team. You know, the guys that they obviously identified, hey, these are our core guys. You know, Peppers, they gave him an extension, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, maybe part of that is the off-the-field thing, you know, and maybe he was worth the money. I don't know. It's just kind of a bad look.
Yeah. It
kind of a
certainly
really
is.
bad look.
We're talking with Odyssey NFL insider Ross Tucker. He's brought to you by Hellman's Real Mayonnaise. Ross, you saw it. Everybody saw it. The Krafts up in the owner's booth taking notes, talking about the play calling, generally looking pretty unenthused by what they were seeing. What do you make of that, and how serious do you think that's going to get in terms of job security for coaches, assistants, coordinators, that type of thing?
Yeah, no, they showed it, and I saw it, and I saw what some of you guys were saying on social media after the game about it. I would be surprised if they just brought everyone back the way it's currently constituted. The one thing I can tell you, because my first 3 years in the NFL, my head coach got fired, so I'm like the original coach killer. You know, the one thing I can tell you is that how you finish matters a lot, like a lot. So I know everybody's thinking, 3-11, you know, see, it doesn't matter anymore. Nope, that is the wrong way to look at it. You know, these next 3 games make a big difference. Think about how different you'd feel about the Patriots if they had won that game against the Colts and then put forth a better showing against the Cardinals. So I'm not saying they got to win, you know, against the Bills or the Chargers or whatever, but they certainly need to play better than they have, because people usually remember the most the thing that they see the last. So these next 3 games matter a lot to everybody, right? Like, if I'm a player, I am fully well aware that they are looking right now to decide who's going to be back and who's not, and that there's going to be a lot of changes, right? So I've been in that situation. I am playing my you-know-what off and preparing my you-know-what off so that I stay when they make these changes, or if I'm part of the changes, I get picked up somewhere else. I hope these guys recognize that, because that is absolutely the situation they're in. And I would say that's everybody. It's interesting because they had over 400 yards of offense and 200 yards rushing against the Colts a couple weeks ago. I just watched the Colts tape against the Broncos because I'm doing Broncos-Chargers Thursday night radio and then Colts-Titans Sunday. And the Broncos didn't even have 200 yards of offense against the Colts. So for the Patriots to put up 400 yards of offense, that was highly encouraging, whereas I thought Sunday was a big step back after the bye and very discouraging. So these next three games, I think these performances matter a great deal for everyone involved. I think everyone is being evaluated. I wouldn't put anything off the table. I mean, if the Krafts are who I think they are, which is I think Mr. Kraft has been as good of an owner as there is in pro sports, I think he's, that list I went over with you guys of like the moves they made this offseason, the guys they've re-signed, I think he's got to strongly consider who he wants to be making those moves moving forward. And then where does that put Gerard Mayo? I mean, they probably have the worst roster in the NFL.
Yep.
So their record is about what I guess I would have thought it would be. I guess the thing that surprised me was when they beat the Bengals early, or even when they beat the Jets. It's almost like them winning those couple games early made people forget that they're not good at all. I mean, they have a bad roster, has been compounded by some of these injuries and some of these issues that have happened.
Russ, we stream our show on Twitch, and some of the Twitch chatters are big fans of yours, and they had a question they wanted me to ask, and that is this. What was up with the short tie?
Yeah, what was with the tie? What was going on?
What happened?
Yeah, I'm disappointed in that. so you know what's funny? I do that on purpose because you're usually when you're on camera, you have your sport coat on, right? I have this CBS blazer on, and so I think it's a terrible look when the tie comes out the bottom of the blazer. You know what I mean? Like you're standing there and you got the blazer, even if you have it buttoned, when the tie comes out at the bottom of it, I always think that's a bad look. So I shorten my tie up a little bit for the on camera at the start of the game with the blazer on because I don't want it sticking out of the tie. Like I'm conscious of that. Well, they had the roof open, and it was, like, hot there. Like, it was too hot to wear my blazer the whole game. So I took it off, and then we all had it off. And then the one time they say, hey, we're going on camera here, and I forgot I was rocking the shorty tie. And then the second time, I didn't even know we were coming on camera, and I still had the shorty tie. So that's the answer. The answer is it's actually intentional because 9 times out of 10 when I'm on television, I have the blazer on, and I don't want the tie sticking out the bottom. I think that's a really bad look. So I intentionally shortened it, and it backfired. And, yes, I mean, people I've never met before emailed me to tell me it's a social faux pas and that the tip of the tie needs to go down to the belt. You know what I think? I think everybody needs to get a life. Okay.
I think you should lean into it, Ross. I think you should do a short tie every week, just like Whitworth with the blazer and the hoodie. I think that should be your look now.
Every week it should get smaller.
Well,
that's a good point. Yeah, make it shorter every week.
Yeah, here's the other thing you guys need to know. I'm almost 6'5",
right,
and my pants are a 32-inch inseam. Okay, which means I've got crazy short legs, like. When I was in Washington,
That's
Chris
weird.
Daniels called me Torso Man.
Yeah, you're a freak.
Okay?
Torso Man.
I'm short.
That's weird.
I have freakishly long torso. Like, if I sit down at a movie, the people behind me hate me, right? Like, I'm all torso.
But your legs dangle.
Even if I have a normal sized tie, and even if I try to make it long, it still is short on me because my torso is so crazy long. So I'm basically like a real messed up Mr. Potato Head. I have short arms. You got to Google this. I'm not kidding. I didn't even realize when I was playing, I didn't know it was this big of a deal, right? My arm length. I went to Penn State recently, and they took me through their recruit thing.
Mm-hmm.
My arms are 30.75 inches. Okay?
Okay.
If you look at the combine the last 5 years, only one offensive lineman, Linderbaum from the Ravens, the 6'1" center.
Yep.
He's the only one who's less than 32 inches, and he's 31.75. So I don't ever want to hear anyone. Oh, I am.
You're like a T-Rex.
And they wouldn't even give me a chance to play now. I wouldn't even get a shot. And I'm almost 6'5". So now I don't ever want to hear anybody say, oh, he's a journeyman lineman, or oh, he wasn't that great, or he only started 25 games. He only played 2 games with the Patriots. As far as I'm concerned, okay, I am in the Hall of freaking Fame for under 31-inch offensive linemen arm length.
Maybe the greatest of all time.
I'm one of the 5 greatest offensive linemen with under 31-inch arms who's ever lived. I want some respect for my short-armed accomplishments.
I think they should put a new wing in the Hall of Fame in Ohio. I think they should make that for the short-armed kings like you, Ross Tucker. Thanks so much for the time today. We appreciate it. We look forward to hearing your call of not Patriots-Bills, but Patriots-Chargers in 2 weeks. Thanks, Ross.
Yes, I'm coming to Foxborough. You got to give me some restaurant recommendations and the whole deal. I'm doing it up Thursday night, Friday night for that game.
You got it. Yeah, we'll make that happen. Ross Tucker, thanks so much for joining us here. That was Odyssey NFL insider Ross Tucker. Insider calls are brought to you by Hellman's Real Mayonnaise. You can purchase Hellman's at your local Walmart, Kroger, or grocery store and add a little extra deliciousness and creamy flavor to your game day dishes this football season.